All right, hold up. Stop the music for a second. Stop the music for a second. Stop it for a second. I want to see this. Oh. That's a tri-core. A tri-engine core on the H3 rocket. Man, this is a full duration, huh? No, it's not full duration. It was a long one, though. 25 seconds? I was going to say, that was going for a good while. All right. Cool. Guess what we're covering for Space News? That. All right. I'll be back in a second. YouTube didn't get to see this. It's just you and me, guys. Be back in a moment.
road with no retreat. Failures never taste the sweet. Science lessons learned in flight. Journey on to endless night. For the stars, we aim so high. The projected kiss goodbye. For science and carbon light, we'll keep flying through the light. Rocket launch with hope so grand. EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. Orbit dreams won't be delayed. Lessons learned from missions made. Kerbal Kind will forge a path to the stars beyond this path. For the stars, we aim so high. The projected kiss goodbye. For science and carbon light, we'll keep flying through the light. Rocket launch with hope so grand. EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. Keep flying through the light.
Camp Scholler and The Gathering. Big thank you to Garmin as well for their sponsorship of the AirVenture public parking lots and their support of the Young Eagles program. And Sporties, they also support the Young Eagles program through the flight plan. In addition, Sporties proudly supports the workshops for Young Eagles and chapters and the Flying Start and Eagle Flight program. And last but not least, Aircraft Spruce and Specialty. They have everything you need for your plane or for your favorite pilot.
All right.
We thank Aircraft Spruce for their sponsorship of Exhibit Hangar A, the Home Builders Hangar, EIA webinars, and the workshops.
What's that thing going to do?
Those are our major sponsors for EIA AirVenture 2025. And Luke Carrico, we still have plenty of air show left to go this afternoon. What's coming up after Greg Coons?
Yes, indeed. Believe it or not, we are still actually, well, we're a little over halfway with the daytime portion of our show today. And, of course, Greg Coons will be coming up here in just a couple of moments. Following that, Michael Goulian takes to the stage in the Extra 330 SC. And following the next Gen Eagles and their Kristen Eagle biplanes, Tom Bramer and Leland Cratch will be flying for us for a great display of formation aerobatics. We've got lots more still to come on our schedule, including the F-35 Lightning II from the United States Air Force, and many of our female aerobatic air show aviators with us, including Susan Dacey, Vicki Benzing, and Patty Wagstaff as part of today's Women Venture theme as part of our Wednesday.
What do we got over there? T-38s?
Here at AirVenture 2025.
A-10?
Well, Steve,
Two
Lewis, I'll turn it
A-10s.
back over to you as
All right,
Greg
watch
Coons
this.
is now on the takeoff roll.
There we go. Greg is in that beautiful decathlon. He's got the tail up, he's got the landing light on, so you can keep track of him, and the lifting off. Now, throughout this presentation,
Dude, look at how many freaking planes are there. Tomorrow's gonna have a
I'm
MiG.
not going to be doing a lot of the talking.
2 F-15s. There's an F-18. We just saw an F-18 fly. There's an A-10. There's another A-10.
Aerobatic pilot, but he is also a gentleman who enjoys flying aerobatics, and you can hear some yeehaws throughout his act.
All right, let's go. Let's go live. Yeah, Kyron, I gotta go here.
Howdy on the street.
So this is, if you guys, we're not going to show the whole thing, but if you guys don't know what this is the Experimental Aircraft Association EAA Air Venture. This is Air Venture 2025. This is a gigantic plane show that happens in Oshkosh, Wisconsin every year. It's nuts. Every plane you can think of shows up. It's super cool. And you know what the crazy part is? This ain't no museum. Every plane that shows up flew there, with the exception of a couple here and there, but
I just have good old fun at a Super Decathlon. So, watch, we're going to play, we have a good time.
Hey!
Right now we're headed in for an avalanche.
Boy, does that look like fun. There was an ME-262 there. Yep. Yeehaw!
Which turned into a slow roll and Bravo loop. Alright, now we're in going for an avalanche.
Riyadh is kind of the same thing, Garfield. Yeah. Oh, they're playing music. Yeah, they have all kinds of good stuff. I mean, it is. I have the stream going with Starbase Live up there. But yeah, really awesome. Awesome stuff going on. Here, let me see. Did they post more stuff? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, cool. Just needed to check something. Let me see if we can find the... Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. That just popped up. Yeah, how about that? That's pretty neat. That's... Studying for your PPL yet? No, Norris, I'm not. I don't have enough money to do that right now. I spent it all on the car. Sorry. I spent it all on the car. Is that a real 262? I'm not sure, Make. I mean, most of them aren't. Let me put it that way. Did you catch a squadron on the F-18? Isn't it from your neck of the woods, John?
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Did you hear about the pilot who always had work? He was great at landing a job.
That wasn't Geeson. And you wonder why I ignore you. You wonder why. Yeah, I'm not sure if the I'm not sure if the 262 that's there is real, but I know that MiG-29 is real. But his business never took off. So, Jared Isaacman is there with the Polaris crew. 2 Alpha Jets, a MiG, a couple other things here and there. That MiG looks very familiar. Yeah, here, how about this? How about this for some footage?
You love me. Also, during his air test, a young pilot flew through a rainbow. He passed with flying colors.
Look at all the planes, dude. That's not a parking lot. Those are all planes. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, Rook flies with the Empire helmet. You guys don't know that? Damn, that's cool. The world's busiest airport for this week, right? Yep. Yeah, that guy could be running NASA, but whatever. This is good too. Damn, that's cool. I got it, T-Man. Yeah, Noswell, right? Dude. Oh, that's also the other thing. See that? Those aren't boats. Those are seaplanes. There's a seaplane launch here. And there's a bunch of seaplanes that show up too. That land in the lake, by the way. Yeah, those are all seaplanes down there. Right, Norris? Yeah, for sure. Notice how he's tracking the horizon. You see that? He's keeps his eyes locked on the horizon. It's a good way to orient yourself when you're doing acrobatics or dogfighting, whatever. Dude, that is so damn cool. Look at that, man. Look at all the freaking planes. Those are all planes down there. They go all the way over to there. Damn, that's cool. Coolest part is arguably the helmet. What, the Imperial logo? Yeah, that's pretty good. How did EAA get started? You know, I have no idea, dude. Damn, that's cool. Dude, here, look at this stuff. Look at some of the planes. P-51D, F-4U. I think that's an Avenger. I need to see the back of it. No, that looks like the SB-2. That could be the Helldiver. It's either an F6 or an F9. I'm not sure. There's an F4. F4F, excuse me. Oh, the lightning. Oh, whoa! Whoa, I didn't know that was there. Wait a minute. When did that show up? Any BF 109s? I don't know if there's a 109 there. The freaking, yeah, the PB4. When did that show up? Tonight's air show has two B-29s flying in formation, so that's Doc and Fifi with a flight of Mustangs. What? That's a PB-4, so that's a maritime reconnaissance version of a B-24. That is an extremely rare plane. B-25, C-47. Bro, awesome, dude. Come on now. Are either of the Lanks there? I don't know. I don't think so. Man. Oh, that's so cool that the stuff still works. Those planes, how old are those planes? Like 80 years old? Some of them are 80. Easily all of them are into their 70s. That's okay. Okay. This is really Goodwood Festival of Speed, but with airplanes. Yeah. 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 Oh, man. Dude, the F4U. That plane. Highest kill-to-death ratio of the war. For us. And once again, the cool thing about AirVenture is that everything that's there flies. Everything is airworthy. It all flies, man. These ain't no museum pieces. Crazy, dude. I mean, there's flying museum pieces. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you're smart enough to understand what I was talking about. But, you know, whatever. You know, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes intelligence and you don't get along very well. Here, look at this. Oh, music. Can't listen to it. I'm wondering if that's a real one. If that's the real deal or kits. There were kits. People made kits for these things back in the day. Are there some P-80s? I think I saw one there, Graham, but I'm not sure. It's a real one. Does it have the UMO engines in it, or did they swap them out? Because if it's a real ME-262, well, that's pretty sick. But if it's a real one with the Junkers engines in them, though the BMW, the UMO engines, then dude, that's really cool. Ooh, there's a thing on that plane. All right. Let me see. Sorry, the space news cycle is slow, and EA is going on this year or this week, so I want to talk about it. The Military Aviation Museum in Virginia Beach, Virginia, has a goal in mind for an only at Oshkosh moment in 2025: the arrival of its ME-262 jet reproduction at Whitman Regional in July. The work to create a hyper-accurate, new-built ME-262 began in 1993, using an original airframe as a template to work from. It's a repop, but still cool. It's not the real deal. That's cool, though. And it's got... solved the power plant reliability issues in the original aircraft. The replica all featured modern D-rated GE CJ610 engines. Yep. It's repopped. But it's repopped off of a real one, which is cool. There's only one ME-262 left, so they have no choice but to build one. It's still cool. That's sick, dude. Some of the planes are kicking 90. Yeah, dude, it's pretty wild stuff. Like, oh, hold on.
No throttle up.
No. Hey, Alleviate 65-month resub. Yeah. Oh, the bird's eye view. Yeah, that's what I want to see. And look. Look at this dang plane. Damn, that thing is nice. Mm. That's pretty good, man. Let's see. What else we got here? Yeah, the bird's eye view. This is what I want to see. Let's take a look. What do we got? Dude, look. I mean, I don't know what half of this stuff is, dude. I'm not even kidding. And I know planes pretty dang well. Really? Really? Look at all of them. They're nice. They're in a nice row over there. The tri-motor is 99. Come on. Come on. Go over the good part. Go over the good part. I don't want to see a campground. Dang it. There's the 747. That's the SP that's over there. It's crazy. Don't let the Empire of Japan see those planes bunched up. It, I'd say that's a pretty good repop, dude. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, man. Look at all the Mustangs. Oh my goodness. Look at all the people. Look at those guys. All right. Oh yeah, the 2 Goodyear blimps are there, by the way. 2 of them. Dude, there's so much good stuff, man. All right. Anyway, space news, shall we? Let's shall. So just a second ago, this actually just happened. Japan was testing their H3 rocket. This is the rocket that's going to succeed the H2. They're testing it out at Tanegashima in the very southern part of Japan. One of the southernmost southern islands in Japan. Check this out. They did a 25-second burn here.
31、30、29、28、27、
It's hydrolocks, yep.
25、19、20、21、22、23、24、25、26、27、28、29、10、9。
H2 purge. So the cool thing about this thing is that it's got 3 engines. It's tri-core. There's 3. That's not really the right way to say that. There's 3 engines in the first stage, which is pretty cool. Nice. So that appeared to be a pretty dang good static fire test. Looked to be about 20 to 25 seconds, somewhere in there. Yeah, static fire. It stayed on the pad because, yeah, Japan knows what's good. But yeah, that rocket has 3 engines in the core stage. I'm trying to see if we can get a good picture of the dang thing. Do we have a good picture of that? I'm trying to find one. I know there's a good one around. Yeah, this will work. Oh, thank you, Butter. That's, I really appreciate what's being shown right now. So yeah, it's a tri-core, tri-engine configuration. And, you know, as a shuttle connoisseur, I must say, 3-engine core, they're three engine, you know, that does things. That does things. Seeing the 3 engines work together and just... you know, I must say I do appreciate this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty good. You just spit food all over your desk and you can't breathe. Yeah, but you can type. Sorry. Yeah, Kanagala, that's right. The Zuke, I think it was, did not have a fun time. Ate pizza when it should have French fried. Gonna have a bad time. Gonna have a bad time. Anyway, so yeah, that was just now. That just happened. And also, NASA launched the Tracers mission on a Falcon 9 a little bit earlier in the day. If you didn't see it, we covered most of the mission. I was playing Kerbal while the satellite deploys were going on, but here, that's loud. Here's the good stuff. So it was an RTLS at Vandenberg, and it actually was not foggy out there. So we had a really nice shot of 10, what was it, 10, hold on, 1081 on its 16th flight, landing dead center at LZ4. Pretty good, man. Also, LE9s are expander bleed with hydrolocks. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, tracers and all the other payloads are up in the right orbit. The second stage just put through its paces. It did a lot of different, it got up to 4 engine restarts, which is pretty cool. That's not a record high that we've seen, but it's definitely up there. Pretty good stuff, man. Pretty good. Okay, we got an update from Dave Limp here. Dave Limp is the CEO of Blorgen. Wait, Vandenberg with no fog was Bacon Airways around. No. So Dave Limp is posting some progress here. Step by step, our journey to the moon later this year continues. Here's a cool pic from our surface coating facility where the team applied spray-on foam insulation, or SOFI, or SOFI for short, to our Blue Moon Mark I lunar lander's mid-module. This insulation controls cryogenic heat leaking well in the atmosphere. Man, they really caked that thing on. You're going to have to shave some of that off. But good stuff. Hey, some hardware for a lunar lander, guys. I'll say that again, just in case people didn't hear what I just said. That's hardware for a lunar lander. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there that is something we haven't seen at all. You know what I mean? You got to meet the Tracer's mission manager at the launch today. He was at Harris Grade Road with his family hanging around with mission stickers. Nice, dog. That's cool. It's a tank with foam on it. And it's not just, it is also not just a box. That's right. That's right. Chris responded, Sophie, you take it outside and it'll tan faster than an Englishman in Miami. Sounds like he's speaking from experience. Technically, it's a box for propellant. Many things pop into my head to talk about this, but box is not one of them. And it's not CAD. Yeah, I know. And that just goes to show you, that goes what I always say, guys. It's all about the hardware. It's all about the Pentiums. Okay? Anybody can say that they're going to the moon. Anybody can say that they're going to launch this rocket. Anybody can say, oh yeah, we'll be flight ready in this amount of time. Anybody can say, oh yeah, the stage is almost done. Show me the hardware. I don't care. You don't have hardware, you can't show it off. It's all talk. That's cheap. That's easy to do. That's hardware. And not only is it hardware, but it's hardware that's been, it has the Sophie on it, which means it's ready to be put together with other things. You're going to have to shave down this stuff here. That's what they do. They scrape off the excess so you can get at some of the other things. But that is a flight article, guys. That's right. That's right. It went into the round hole. That's right. Speaking of hardware, check this out. This one's coming from Firefly. Our team is prepping Eclipse's LOX transfer line for testing. Built using a similar carbon composite architecture as Alpha's liquid oxygen tanks. At full thrust, this line carries about 4,000 pounds a second of liquid oxygen to Eclipse's 7 Miranda engines. That's like driving a mid-sized sedan through the transfer line once every second. All right. There's the tube. Cool. This is Firefly doing work at their test stands out in Briggs, Texas, right there. It's in the hill country. Don't mind it that there's not any hills, but you know, whatever. That is a barrel segment for MLV right there, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Block, exactly. That's the point I was really trying to make, dude. That's the point that I'm really trying to make. That's the first time we've seen lunar lander hardware like shown off, and like actual flight hardware shown off since the 1960s. Well, 1970s, the early 1970s. We want to be really technical, but is that a downcomer? It is. I haven't followed space news for a while. Have you seen the PLD video? I actually haven't had time to see that. I probably should have. I mean, we could watch it now and have the VOD get totally axed from whatever music they play. Where did I put that PLD video? I know I have it saved. Ah. Here we go. All right. Let's see what PLD is up to. PLD is a... Yep, can't play that. PLD is a Spanish commercial launch provider. Design and engineering. So Mira 5 is a medium-duty launch vehicle that they're working on.
Speeding up the development of the Mira 5 launch system, not only the launcher itself, but also the launch complex. In the design of the launcher, we are now working hard in order to feedback all the prototypes testing results into the design in order to maximize the performance of the launcher.
Over the past 6 months, we have been working on structure manufacturing. So we were focusing the effort on metallic structure, so passing through sheet metal machining, curving, then welding, and final barrel assemblies and the dome assembly to manufacture all the engineering models we have been using for the correlation of the analysis we did for structure behavior during flight, applying the flight loads. And now we're in the process of manufacturing the final qualification articles before vehicle production. We have been also putting the effort on composite manufacturing with both interstage and fairing. So we produced the first fairing for producing the qualification process. We did all the qualification process, not only on the production side, but also on the testing side, as well as the interstage for targeting this month testing of the complete interstage assembly. In the propulsion manufacturing process for both engines, we have been working on the main combustion chamber and turbo pump elements, focusing the effort on combustion chamber manufacturing using
yeah, they didn't want you seeing that. So that's not the complete rocket engine, guys. That's the copper jacketing. That goes inside of it.
Electroplating process, turbo pump development using both machined elements like the pumps, shafts, and turbine, and additive manufacturing for the main casings on the turbo pump.
Ooh, laser sintering. Dude, PLD is not screwing around. This is pretty good, man. This is pretty good. It's a pretty good amount of hardware in this. What did I just tell you about hardware? There's a lot of hardware in this video.
As well as other main elements on the rocket engine, like the feed line.
Okay, shut up. Hold on. Silencio, por favor. Oh, Dios mío. Oh, me gusta. ¿Y tú, chat? ¿Te gusta? Sí. Me gusta también. Sí. Yeah, no, it's pretty good. You're a goose. No, you're a goose. No, you're a goose.
Like the feed lines, crossing lines, liquid oxygen lines, and all the other supports that can, let's say,
Yo soy tango ensalada. You have salad? ¿Dónde está la Biblia? Where's the library? I'm starting to think that some of you guys don't know Spanish. I'm starting to think that some of you might not know what you're saying. Hi, the mic is saturated. It's the fan. Oh, here. It won't be saturated no more. Let me turn it down a little bit. There we go. There we go.
Compose the full engine assembly.
Oh, hello. Hold up. No, don't fade. Let's see. What do we got here? Yes, these are pipes. All right, cool.
We have been working in the different integration processes for structures. So we integrated the main tanks we have been using for qualifying the manufacturing process and the correlation of data for stage 1 and 2.
I just want to point out that a private company in Spain is manufacturing all this hardware, and it's right. And Boeing, a multi-billion-dollar defense contractor, has made a box. PLD, and now people are going to say, oh, no, PLD Space, as far as I can tell, is using waterfall engineering. Like, they have structural testing articles, they have engine testing articles, so they're using a similar type of engineering. So it is comparable. That's what I'm trying to tell you. These guys are working hard. but they made a box.
Two
Look at that.
tanks, main tanks.
Look at that, dude.
And in the other side, on propulsion, we were integrating the demonstration engines to validate the electroplating process and other associated elements like the weldings around the engine. So we did all those.
Dude, these guys know what they're doing. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. This isn't just investor mumbo jumbo talk. That's definitely, hey, dial indicator. Nice. This is definitely talk of, you know, you could tell the difference if you're around rockets for a while, who's in the sales department and who actually works on the rocket.
Integration processes, and then we came to the well and we tested.
As well as we did for the manufacturing and integration processes, we also developed internally full capability to perform non-destructive testing.
NDT.
So we have here filled this space an X-ray bunker that we can...
That was a depth micrometer? Yeah, that's right. It wasn't a dial indicator. You're right. You would use those, Coltec, to check depth of a bore. You use those in engine building to check the depth of the bore. You're right. I'm wrong.
Use independently, and but also all the quality checks that.
Oh, look at the jacketing. Oh, that's nice. Dude, seriously, that's beautiful. Kelly, mira. Oh. That's nice, dude. That's real good. That's real good stuff.
Are involved in the manufacturing process.
Miura 5 requires a huge amount of testing to make sure that everything is ready for launch. So in the past month, we were doing different tests for structural elements. So on the main...
So that's destructive testing.
Structures, metallic structures. We're doing ambient temperature testing, cryogenic testing, and compressive loads testing, both compression and bending, to make sure that the design and analysis are well correlated with the test data. We were also putting the effort on composite structure testing with the fairing separation test.
Bro,
and,
let's go.
Combined load, compression, and bending loads for the fairing, making sure that the composite were performing as expected, as designed. And everything was great. Now we are putting the effort also on the engine testing. So in the past months, and now we are putting the effort on combustion chamber testing, making sure that the electroplating process, all the copper and nickel layers are performing as expected during engine hot testing, and turbo pump testing. So go into spin start testing and go into full run
gas generator
testing to make sure that turbo pump behavior is really good before final engine assembly.
Like I said, man, it's really easy to see who's pretending and who actually knows what they're doing. That's pretty good, dude. These guys are doing work, man. I'm pretty freaking impressed. PLD's cooking. They're doing a good job, man.
Lastly, the last month, we met a very important milestones regarding the development of our launch complex at CSG. We signed the development contract with CNES that will allow us to start the civil works this summer and to meet our launch date for 2026.
Wait. Where is that?
Final engine testing.
Regarding the development of our launch complex at CSG, we signed
Kuru. All right.
The development contract with CNES that will allow us to start the civil works this summer and to meet our launch date for 2026.
Pretty good. That's in Kuru. So that's South America. They're launching out of Kuru, where ESA launches out of, and Arianespace. That's good, man. Good for them. That's pretty good. 1 second. Bigger than Electron? Mura 5 is... I don't know, fellas. Where would you say Mura 5 is? Alpha? Firefly Alpha probably is the first rocket that comes to mind in terms of scale and size. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Got a message. Might be important. Well, that's a pretty good bit of news. Can't tell you, though. Sorry. All right. Anyway, next bit of news here. Congrats, whatever it is. Yeah. So, here's a picture of a sign. What? The picture of a sign. No, this is Starship Gazer took this picture. SpaceX started construction on the air separator unit at Boca Chica. That's what that's all about. So SpaceX has got bulldozers and excavators out there and a backhoe, it looks like, and it looks like they're going to start grading terrain for the air separator. This is on the north side of Highway 4, but right next to the pad. What is an air separator? It separates air to make liquid oxygen. It pulls atmosphere in Flykin and makes LOX and liquid nitrogen. You know, for science. SpaceX is stealing our oxygen now. Great. You know, there are many people out there that we could say are stealing our oxygen. I would not put SpaceX at the top of that list. I meet a lot of oxygen robbers anytime I drive on the highway. Seriously. Sometimes when I drive through Boston on the highway and stuff, I'm surprised some people driving down the road remember how to breathe correctly. Like, brought to you by Perrier. The hell, he just did a backflip. Oh, look, it came back. Hey, is Max Verstappen piloting that? No, it hasn't crashed. Ooh, spicy. Okay, okay. Man, I know the helicopter will be fine, but that still gives me a little pucker moment seeing a helo do that. I'm like, okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, I turn now. Good luck, everybody. Drivers in Boston. Dude, I'm telling you, man. Whoa, that's cool. Dude, that's wild, man. That you know what blows my mind with this isn't the fact that it's doing a flip, but it's doing a flip and not like coming apart at the seams. There's a lot of stuff there that can break when it does stuff like that, dude. Oh my goodness. Ah! That's freaking sick, dude. Oh my goodness. No. That's awesome. That's really cool. The pilot is one with the chopper. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Okay. Why am I not surprised Red Bull is involved in this? Yeah, that's right. Ain't the Lynx the only helicopter that's mass-produced that can do loops? Well, clearly that one can. That doesn't look like a Lynx to me. I guess it really does give you wings. Or rotors. You know? Or rotors. Yeah, you know what we do need? We need the Airwolf theme playing, LM. Holy crap. Dude. That's dangerous. I love it. Oh, he's going up. Whoa! Come on! Oh my goodness. Jesus, been hanging on for dear life. Dude, that's what I'm saying. So how these things don't come apart at the seams is beyond me. How is that thing holding itself together? Like, I have trouble. I know what a helicopter does. I'm having trouble. Like, I have troubles, like, when I see a helicopter fly by, I'm like, man, how's that working? Like, I know how it works. But still, I'm like, how's that work? With this, I'm like, how's that not broken? Here's what happens when an RC helicopter stunt goes bad. Oh, that's broken. That's what I'm expecting it to do. They were talking about how it has a titanium rotor structure to be able to do that. Yeah. 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 I would want a lot of titanium parts here. Today in Italy, a small plane crashed vertically on a highway. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Yeah, they're playing music again. Dude, look at this thing. Oh, okay. I don't know what kind of helicopter that is, guys. To be honest, it does. I'm not 100% sure, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. It's a BO-105. Messerschmitt Volkov Blom BO 105. Oh. Impressive. Most impressive. Oh.
Safely on the ground. It is now time for our next aerial presentation. And taxiing out now to our left is indeed the United States Air Force's F-35.
Okay, hold on. We're watching this. Hold on.
In just a moment, we're going to have a chance to see the Lightning II demonstration as performed by that Major Melanie Mock-Klusler as she showcases the newest 5th-generation stealth fighter for the United States Air Force. This is the F-35A Lightning II. This is an incredible aircraft, and in just a couple of short moments, we're about to turn things over to them.
No crowd shots. Go back to the plane.
Gentlemen, please welcome the voice of the F-35A Lightning II demonstration team. He is Technical Sergeant Jeffrey Williams.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And on behalf of your United States Air Force, the Commander of Air Combat Command, General Ken Wilbach, and all the women and men and women of Air Combat Command, welcome you once again to the 2020.
I don't want to see crowd shots, man. I want to see the plane.
I am the F-35
Thank you.
Demonstration Team Chief, Technical Sergeant Jeffrey Williams from Mobile,
Hello.
Alabama. I'm joined today by our team superintendent, Master Sergeant Jerry Gangaway from Hanover, Pennsylvania. He is born and raised in Hanover, but we also have our team safety observer and combat-ready F-35 pilot.
Why do we still produce manned aircraft?
DJ is a combat veteran fighter pilot with more than 300 hours in fighter jet aircraft and hails from San Antonio,
Because it's needed.
As a member of the
Steven, I swear, if you go on a, well, we could just use drones to do this. No. Go back to Reddit. No, we can't. No. I swear. One good jammer, your entire drone army sucks. And guess what that thing has in it? I swear, don't type it. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Look at all the MiGs.
The F-35 you're about to see is a supersonic, 9G capable, multi-role aircraft.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
The F-35 gives the United States Air Force the power to dominate the skies anytime, anywhere.
I know that I have the audio down because they're playing music, guys.
Lightning II, the most technologically advanced fighter aircraft in the world, you will witness its raw power. As today's flight begins from your left, Major Clues will execute a maximum power takeoff using all 43,000 pounds of thrust being produced by the Pratt & Whitney F-135 engine. Lifting the Lightning II off the runway in an amazing.
What we need is someone to invent a jammer canceller.
Major Clues will then set up for her first aerobatic maneuver, the flat Cuban 8.
Shut up. Quiet. I just want to watch the plane do plane things, okay?
Lightning I, you are cleared for takeoff.
Send it. Send it. Send it. There's a P-80 right there. Somebody asked before. I just saw one over there. Oh, man. Look at that thing go. Woo. That's a nice. That's a very nice. You're up. All right. All right. Let's see what you can do. Damn. Dude, that's cool. That's really cool. She hasn't even done anything. Oh! Guys, we don't need to jam the jammer. All you got to do is give him the raspberry, okay? Okay. Lone Star. Hey, yes, it's me. I'm here to save my girlfriend. Hi, honey. We should go to Palmer Luckey and we should say we have a new jamming technology, which is actually just like an anti-aircraft gun that shoots jars of jelly up at drones with a proximity fuse on it, and then it blows up the jar of jelly, so you actually jam the drones as they're coming. That's a good idea. You heard it here first. Gotta call Andrew. We're gonna call Andrew. Call them. We're about to make billions of dollars. You know, we could use those little Schmuckers preserve things that you get at the breakfast, like the diner. You know what I'm saying? Just put that in there. And jam the drone. Like, seriously, coat it in jam. The jam will seep into the insides like it seeps into a pancake. And it will jam it. It'll jam up the whole system. Just saying. Oh my goodness, that's sick. The internal payload bays are... Napalm's kind of like jelly. I mean, that would work too. I think strawberry jam would be cheaper than napalm. Come on, bring it around town. Can we get some audio? Like,
Prepare yourself for freedom.
no. Comb the desert. Comb the desert. Okay. All right. All right. Explosions! Explosions! I can't play this out. Explosions! Oh, look at all these people. Some of them have aviators on. Gee, I wonder why. Can you please, director, please. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. You hope the F-15 comes out to play? Yeah, there's definitely some of them there. Wait, not 1.0 TWR. Okay. That is a really tight turn for that speed. Look at the vapor. We're getting vapor. Now they're playing Thunderstruck. That is a very nice piece of kit. I mean, this one isn't the F-35B that we saw yesterday. It can't hover, but it can still fly. She still flies. There's the 747 SP. There's a B-29. It's Fifi. Look at there's Fifi. Oh, that's cool. Dude, look at all the planes. There's a Connie sitting over there. Look at all this. This is awesome. That's only one of 2 airworthy B-29s in existence. And here's more people. Yeah, it is an A. Yeah, this one doesn't hover. Only the B series hovers. They should refurb an SR-71 and do a hypersonic flyby. What are you trying to kill people on the ground? Where is this? This is Oshkosh, Wisconsin. This is Experimental Aircraft Association Air Venture. you break the sound barrier at this show. I would not break the sound barrier that close to the ground, John. You'd kill people. It would be like a bomb going off in your face. You'd be willing to die if you got to see that. No, you don't want that. You don't want that. EJ and Jack road trip. I'm thinking we should probably go to this. Slow speed pass with the burner on. Oh, don't mind me, just taking my F-35A out for a walk. Damn, that's cool. That's impressive, dude. Dude, even this right here, with the burner going full blast like that, you can't hear yourself think. I saw an F-18 do this up close at one point, and I'm telling you, you cannot hear your internal thoughts. It's that freaking loud. Dude, that's so cool. Look at that. Look at that freaking thing. Hold on. Do we go? Give me some sound. Nope. More music than sound. They got to be a couple knots over stall. Something like that, dude. Are they able to hear it all inside of the cockpit? Yeah, of course. That F-135 is no joke, Bill. It's loud. It is a very loud engine. Did that in a Chinook all the time. No big deal. Well, aren't you just special? The F-135 is the engine. That was no burner, guys. Even with no burner, at that range, I'd wear hearing protection. I'm telling you, you can't hear yourself think. They should put 4 of those engines into a B1. I mean. Oh! It's kind of a Cobra, but it's not a Cobra, but that's still pretty damn cool that it's able to power out of that. But TWR is not above 1. You're going to stall real soon. Oh, here, let's look at this person sitting down. Yeah, that's sure. And we missed the part where it stalled. And who's controlling these cameras? Hearing protection is absolutely needed, no question. Dude, I would wear hearing protection if it did that little tail stand thing. I'm telling you, man, anybody on the ground, you can't hear yourself think. It is that loud. Like, let's say front row at a Metallica concert. Like, that loud. It's loud. Here, look at this guy with his telephoto lens. Totally different from the other guy with the other telephoto lens over there. High-speed pass coming. Mutter, tell me what speed. You wouldn't want to break the sound barrier here. You would kill these people. People would go deaf. Yeah, there you go, flanking. That's cool. Yeah! Yeah, the plane's, just ascending up at like 10,000 FPM. Here, look at this person sitting down drinking a beer. All right, cool. Oh, look, now it's going down. We missed that part. No. I hate crowd shots. In sports, air shows, F1 race, I don't care. I hate crowd shots. Okay, I hate them. They're terrible. They always cut when something cool is going on. Always. Sorry. I feel very strongly about this. I don't know if you could tell. I don't know if you could tell. Oh, that's awesome. It's so cool. I don't want to see I don't want to see the crowd's reaction. I want to see what they're reacting to.
Go at throttle up.
Hey, Farhun, 79 month resub. So NSF should have crowd shots for rocket launches. How did you get that out of what I just said, Nova? How did you get that? Unless you're being deliberately obtuse. I don't know if a 22 is there, Dagason, to be honest. Like this, I don't mind this. This is fine, because the plane is still there. The plane is still there. I don't mind this. This is fine. That's cool. Just a zoomed out shot with the plane in the background and all the people. That's fine. I don't mind this. That's okay. It's the close up of like the guy picking his nose, going, "Oh!" I hate that. I can't stand it, dude. It's off. They always cut. Do they have any cool liveries on the F-35? No, you can't really paint them, Sig, because of the paint is integral, not integral, but the paint is there for all of the F-35's capabilities. Let me put it that way. They want to frustrate you so you attend in person next time. Well, they already got me. I'm already doing that, okay? I will say, I did want to see your reaction the first time you went to see a Starship. Well, we got that on NSF. It's fine. Even for demo and acrobatic teams, that's just an F-35. It's a demo of Squadron, but that's just a regular F-35. See, I don't mind that shot. That's pretty cool. Oh. Oh, that's a little rough. That's a little rough if you're not ready for it. That hurts. It does look pretty good in Aggressor Squadron stuff, Cyborg. So this is EAA. I'm not going to restream the whole thing, guys. I just wanted to see the F-35A. Mutter, if you could put the... Okay, if you could put the link to this in the chat, please. People, go watch it. Go support EAA, please. Yeah, see, that kid has hearing protection. And it's loud. And look, we missed it. We missed it doing the pitch over again, you know, because we wanted to see that kid covering his ears. Thanks, guys. Yep. Make sure you go over there and support EAA, please. We're kind of just sending it with watching this stream, but it is cool. EAA is awesome. It's a huge plane show in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. There's everything there, from F-35s to Ford Tri-Motors. Tactical pitch again. Come on, I want to see it Cobra. Can it Cobra? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We get higher and higher, straight up we'll climb. Thanks, Philosophy. Appreciate you, buddy. I mean, appreciate EAA. This is just me going, ooh, over their footage, like, but yeah. Oh, gear. It's like a kinetic enema. What the hell? Oh, man. She's gonna bring it on home. It cannot do a true Cobra. F-22s can Cobra. Just saying. Does that pilot actually have bones or put on an exoskeleton? Well, you got the G-suit, Everest, but yeah. If it was me, if I was flying on a plane, I'd make sure I'm strapped in. Like, dude, all I want moving is my hands and my head. Because, you know, like even doing some of those maneuvers, you're going to be like, and your spine's going to go, no. You know, like, no, what are you doing? You know? The F-22 is scheduled for Saturday. Yes. The Cobra is an absolutely useless maneuver. It's only good for air show. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa! I watched Top Gun Maverick. No, it's not. It's not useless. I watched Top Gun Maverick. Okay. What does that mean? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I've never seen that before in my life. And butter. Very, very nice. Very nice. Very gray. Wow. We saw the F-35B yesterday. Ooh, Piedmont. That thing's going to do some stuff. That's a big engine for a small plane, just saying. All right. Let's get back over to space news, but dang, that was cool. I do have some other good stuff for you. So SpaceX did start their air separator unit. That's for making liquid oxygen. It's a LOX plant. And with a LOX plant, you just pull oxygen out of the atmosphere. So that's going to make nitrogen and oxygen for the pad. They started working on it. Starship Gazer took these pictures, and that's the tentative kind of blueprint for where the air separator is going to go. This pad is over there. That pad is over there. So the first pad is here, and the second one is over there. You talk to the guy? So it's right across the street. No doubt SpaceX will run some kind of pipe. They'll run some kind of pipe over there or something, right? Are you going to play Summer Car 2 Day? Yeah, sure, man. That's a Piedmont. Wasn't that Tommy Lee's plane in Space Cowboys? I think so. Yeah, maybe. What about the pad over yonder? Oh, that's the other pad. So this pad is the first pad that they built at Boca Chica. So that's this pad right there. See that? That's this pad. That pad is the one that they're building right now with the square hole, right? And then the other pad is the one that's in Florida. So this pad, that pad, and the other pad. Let's say Piedmont. It's Piedmont. How do you get P from P-I-E? Viking. How do you do that? It's not my fault you guys don't know how to spell. And the future pads at 37? Those pads. Those other pads. How is Norfolk spelled Norfolk? Well, I pronounce it Norfolk because that's how it's spelled. That's how it's spelled and pronounced. Those people in Virginia, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know how to say it right. Our Norfolk was here before your Norfolk, so screw you. Worcestershire, Tron. I know how to say it correctly. Norfolk you. SSN 775 just left port. Just left the port. Nice. Cool. The Florida pad is the pad over yonder. All right, we can call it that. That's fair. I'll call it that. That's fine. Okay. So speaking of this pad, that pad, and the other pad, check this out. Harry Stranger, who was a contributor for NSF sometimes, he says, as a part of an effort to gain coverage of multiple launch pads under construction at Cape Canaveral, I've ordered a high-resolution satellite image that covers many of the Space Coast launch pads and made it freely available to everyone to browse. Oh. 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 37. Dude, let's see. So this was a Delta IV launch pad, and this was a ULA pad, and after the last Delta IV mission, SpaceX got the lease, and they started in earnest doing demolition. Man, they're making good progress. Dude, look, they've completely removed the grade up to the transporter erector. Or just the erector. Delta IV doesn't have a TE, it just has an E. That thing right there, that is the pit for the erector. So they would roll Delta IV onto the erector and it would turn it onto the launch mount right there. These two things right there, believe it or not, are not flame ducts. Those were where the lightning arrestor towers were. The flame trench on this thing actually goes underneath and turns out to the side. and the mobile service tower used to go over it, but that's all gone, dude. It looks like some of the mount is actually, some of the Delta IV launch mount is there. And it looks like it's intact. Curious. Yeah. It's hard to say exactly, Goalie. It looks like it might be being scrapped in this picture, from what I can tell. But it's very interesting that the erector and the block, the launch block, are still there. So, back in the day, guys, that piece was fabricated off-site. It was moved in one shot. That was like 25 years ago. Hey, Grab Shark, what's going on? I'm sure I could find that picture around somewhere. So, could they hot rod the shell of the Delta IV mount for Falcon Heavy? So, here's the mount. This thing was moved in one piece. That's the mount, and it looks like it's intact. It looks like it is missing its tail service mast, though. F-35 is still rolling by for the camera. I bet you're in one of those pictures. Yeah, maybe. So, here, let's back it up just a smidge. So this mount is still there. It's interesting that they didn't get rid of it, and they didn't get rid of the erector either. So see all this is long gone. The tower, the service structure, the mobile service tower, the swing arms, that all got scrapped, unfortunately. This part, see this piece? That piece is still there. And it looks like they're trying to keep it, which is very, very, very curious. And it looks like they dug out, you could see the erector is right there. It's in the floor right there. I already missed Delta IV. Pigzig, I said it once, I'll say it again. I think Delta IV is a great vehicle. The only real tragedy about Delta IV is that it didn't launch more. That was the only problem. Delta IV was designed to be launched a lot. And part of the reason why it carried such a heavy damn price tag is because it was designed to launch a lot, and then they didn't launch it a lot because the dot-com bubble burst in the late 90s. Would a Falcon Heavy fit on that? No. Unless, I mean, dude, you can get anything to fit on anything with enough modification and a welder. We know that from my crappy weld work on the car. But I will say this, fellas, the duct for the flame trench is definitely wide enough for a Falcon Heavy. And that's what matters. That's the big one. There's a reason why SpaceX in 2008, 2009 got the leases for Titan pads. The reason why they got leases for the Titan 3 pads, so Slick 40 and Slick 4, the reason why they did that is because the flame trench is wide enough to host a 3-core variant. Because the versions of Titan that were launching out of those complexes previously, so the Titan 3 and the Titan 4, have 3 cores. 2 of them are solid and the center one's hypergol, but it's wide enough. The trench is wide enough. And that's something to really take into account there. Is the trench wide enough? That's the other reason why they got 39A, because the trench was wide enough for Falcon Heavy. We've seen the fruits of that labor. It's pretty good. But it's very interesting that they kept all this. And the erector is still there, but it seems like they dug out everything around it. Now, I'm not sure you could hot rod a Falcon Heavy to this thing. I'm pretty sure you can't. I think Falcon Heavy is too skinny. But the ductwork at 39A is definitely, or 37, excuse me. The ductwork at 37B is definitely wide enough for a Falcon 9. Now, that's not the interesting thing here. The interesting thing with that is there are no plans that I've seen. I mean, we've only seen some tentative plans from SpaceX, but the tentative plans called for all of that to be demolished. So we might be just seeing SpaceX just demolishing it. That if that thing is being scrapped, it is a big, gigantic hunk of metal, and it's going to take some time to scrap that thing. The other thing that I noticed from that picture from Harry is that they're digging out, this was the compacted foundation right here for the mobile service tower. They're digging it up. See all the excavators? They're digging it up just like they dug up over here. There used to be a grade that went all the way up here, and it looks like they dug that out and leveled it completely. This hill where this entire pad wasn't always there. You could see that ground level is down here. In the late 90s, early 2000s, the ULA, or what would become ULA, graded all this and basically raised this entire thing up off the ground so they could fit the flame duct in there, because if you dig down too far, you're going to hit water. There's a P-51D flying around. Guys, there's a P-51. P-51D flying. Oh! Yes!
World War II, this beautiful...
Okay. There's a purple P-51D flying around. And you know what? I'm cool with it. Oh, look at that thing! Yeah, it was. I loved seeing that rocket as a kid. Seeing that one at KSC is amazing. Yep. Probably your favorite sounding propeller aircraft. Merlin engine, man. Rolls-Royce Merlin. Can't go wrong, dude. Can't go wrong with that thing. Yeah, you know what? I wasn't sure I would, I'm not sure how to, I wasn't sure how to feel initially about a purple P-51, but you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm fine with that. That's cool. Yeah, it's good. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. So it's very interesting. Like I said, all the structures were demolished off of this, the lightning arresters, and it looks like what was left of them is just in a pile over here. Now, another cool thing about it, yes, keep the blockhouse. You have to. That specific plane was in the first Reno air race. Cool. Now, another thing to note, guys, when McDonnell Douglas and Boeing went to build that pad, you know, they call it Slick 37B, but it's been the only operational pad in this picture for the last 25 years. But the interesting thing is that Slick 37 here is a twin pad launch complex. This complex was built for launching Saturn 1Bs during the Apollo program in case, just in case the Saturn V didn't work out, you could use 2 Saturn 1Bs here and then a Saturn 1B over here at Complex 34, which is the just directly south of here. Owner was sent the wrong colored paint, painted it anyways. I don't hate it, Smirks. Painted it purple because he received the color by mistake. Dude, I don't mind it. I think it looks cool. Purple with the white prop nose, that's cool, man. I think that looks neat. So if you see right here, there's that diamond structure right there, and then there's another one right there. That was the original pad 37B, and that was 37A. It's a twin pad launch complex. Not a lot of people know that. The original design had hydrogen over here and, no. Yeah, it had hydrogen over here and then liquid oxygen over here and then RP1, I forget where the RP1 was. But it had one prop farm that could feed 2 pads. I mean, all that infrastructure is long gone, but you could still see where the old pads were. These old pads used a milk stool style design or a pedestal design, kind of like this pad at Boca Chica. It was like a pedestal. The pedestal was right here, and the other one was right there, and then there was this mobile service structure that could actually move back and forth between the pads. So it seems like they're returning the pad to its roots, so to speak, by digging it all up. Guys, if I had to put my money on it, and keep in mind, my track record has not been great lately. I've been wrong about a lot of things. I've noticed that. I don't know how to feel about that, but hey, whatever. I guess that just means we need to learn more, you know? It looks like they're digging all this up. They've dug up the erector here. Guys, if this was supposed to be in any type of preservation, it would be, that wouldn't look like it's had a, like when they demolished Slick 37B, the mobile service tower fell on the launch mount, and so did the lightning towers. Like, if they were looking to preserve that, I don't think they would have had the you know, the whole mobile service tower. When they demolished it, it fell forward and it fell on top of it, and a lot of debris probably found its way down into the flame ducts and stuff. If I had to guess, if they were trying to save this for any particular reason, they probably wouldn't have done that. So if I'm going to put my money on it, I'll bet you all this is just going to get dug up. They're building towers to launch starships here. That's the tentative plan. In SpaceX's plans, BeltFed, it called for 2 launch complexes. One of them is right where they're grading. There would be a tower in a trench, basically right here. The other one in SpaceX's design is over here. Would be basically right where the hydrogen tank is. Wait, fellas, is that... They called it Plum Crazy? That's not Plum Crazy Purple, is it? Plum Crazy Purple is Mopar. That's a Mopar paint code. It doesn't look like the right shade for Plum Crazy. Plum Crazy Purple has more blue in it than that. It's more indigo, almost. Here, hold up, I'll show you. See? It's kind of close. It's kind of close. Hello. Here, look. Yeah. The name of the plane is Plum Crazy. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's not Plum Crazy Purple. It's close, but it's not exact. Plum Crazy looks amazing on Mopars. Look at this. Look at that on that Charger. You know, I'm not one usually for a purple car, but I like that. I like that. Might be the camera settings not picking it up. See, yeah, it looks like that plane is... It looks like that P-51 is a little bit lighter. That is not a P-51. That looks like an extra. I think that's an extra 300. That thing can do some stuff, dude. Here, watch real quick. Extras are ridiculous, man. Bruh, come on! Did you see that? Come on! Come on! This is Patty's last performance. Oh, that sucks. Oh, okay, all right. We got some aileron roll action. It is an extra 300. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right, guys. Little word on this. That has 350 horse, and it's 1,800 pounds. Okay, for the metric people, that plane weighs 800 kilos. That's it. 350 horse with 800 kilo in an airplane. That's nuts. And that means it could do that. Like, that power to weight is absurd. That was only the engine? Oh, that's lame. That doesn't make it nearly as cool. I mean, the power to weight is still crazy. Whoop, whoop. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. You know, if I turn the steering wheel on my car, it can turn left. You know, that's cool. Or, you know, that. You know, or that. Right? Anyway. It was the mass of the entire plane. That is what you currently have. You have a 330L. Nice. I was gonna say, are you sure that's the engine, Orange Boy? Are you sure about that, man? Dude, that plane weighs nothing. Extras, like you and your buddies could pick one up. It would be cool to see a KSP Acrobat airplane build. Sorry, I'm still looking at the trap ray. Anyway, it's interesting here, going back to 37, that they're grading right there. That's where their plans called for a Starship pad. The other one's going to be up here somewhere. The reason why they're putting the pads here and here, guys, is because this makes it so your towers are facing towards the ocean. They want the catch towers facing towards the ocean. The other thing is that SpaceX is going to redo this road right here. That's old A1A. So before the Space Center was here, A1A, or whatever that was called, came through here and was, you know, you drove along the coast, right? SpaceX is going to redo that, right? And they're going to redo it so they can stage starships in here. And they can move them this way or they can move them that way. Empty weight on a 330 is 1493. Yeah, power to weight, man. Super cool. Anyway, what other pads does Harry have here? Oh, Complex 16. That's Relativity's pad. There's the old Terran 1 pad in the Terran 1 integration facility, and there is that's the Terran R pad right there, and then the new flame trench that they're building right there. That's the old retention pond from the old pad infrastructure. And they kept the blockhouse. Very nice. Nader, how much one of those planes run you? How much does an extra run you? Just out of curiosity. Any thoughts when they have a more rapid launch cadence? Could they supersize the tower and have two launch pads 180 degrees apart from the same tower? It's the chopsticks dexterity at that point, BA. The chopsticks are kind of like this, so if this is the tower, if we're looking at the tower from the top down, where my thumbs are picks up on the point, right? So they can kind of move 120 degrees in each direction. I'm not entirely sure that that would be enough for two pads. You know what I mean? Now, what you could do is have one tower and have two pairs of chopsticks on either side, but then you wouldn't be able to have your umbilicals working. Your ship quick disconnect umbilical would get in the way. They could redesign the chopsticks though. Yeah, they could. I mean, why? Why would you try to redesign that? I mean, this one is capable of doing this. Why would you redesign it? Are you talking about like in the far future? Because, dude, I don't know. Like I said, my track record lately has not been great with predicting with SpaceX predictions. It's not been ideal. But also at the same time, I don't think they'd redesign it. Just build more pads. Use the design that works for now, right? Like, am I wrong? It varies based on how it's equipped. Yours was 325K-ish, full glass. You could push it to the 400s. 325K, dude. Okay, so if Nader, if we didn't have 325K to spend on an airplane, how much would like a 152 Aerobat be? You know, something that's not. I mean, actually, Aerobats are pretty rare nowadays, so no, it's probably even worse. It just popped in my head when they were launching a lot. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, Velvet, I kind of agree with you, dude. And the reason why I said what I said is because I've thought about this before. I've thought about it. Like, it would get a little bit weird with the, you would just basically need the chopsticks to move 180 degrees. And if they could move 180 degrees, you could theoretically, here, you know what, dude? Belfit, here, let me draw it for you. I'll show you. So your tower is right here, right? That's the tower. Currently, how SpaceX does this with that pad, so the pad B design, is they have their OLM is right here, right? And they have a quick disconnect there, and they have a quick disconnect there, and then the trench is right here, right? That's the trench. That's how they have it set up. So your chopsticks are right here, and they go like this. They go out like that, and the chopsticks are field of movement is basically here to there. So they do have, you know, they do have about 180 degrees of movement, right? Now, what you could do, and I don't think SpaceX would do this, but what you could do is do this. The chopsticks field of movement is like that. It's basically 180 degrees, but it's 180 degrees off this point. So what you could do, it would get a little bit complicated, but you could put a pad here and, well, not there. It would have to be forward a little ways. You could put one right here and you could put one right there. Right? So you could have a staging area right here that picks up stuff, right? And then it could move left to right. See what I'm talking about? Sorry, let me get rid of the smiley face. Right? If your sticks are like that, and they can move, you know, there, you could theoretically have two pads. Like, this isn't lining up exactly, but that could work. I mean, belt fed, like, if I was going to do it, you know, you have your flame trench there, and you have your flame trench there, right? That's how I would do that. I would rotate this. I wouldn't have it going like this, like how SpaceX does, right? I would rotate them 45 degrees to the tower. That also makes it for when you're doing catching operations, right? When you're doing catch ops, you're not doing catch operations over an OLM. So if the rocket misses and it falls in between the pads. Like I said, dude, I've put some thought into this. Also, smiley faces. That's how I would do it, dude. That way you'd still have to redesign the chopsticks a little bit. You'd need a ship quick disconnect that can go to both pads, but if I was going to do it, I would explore that avenue, you know? But yeah, no, it was a good, that's a good thing to talk about, dude, because it's definitely something you got to think about. You want pads to be able to do catching operations and stacking operations in unison, right? You don't want to have a bottleneck. You could have a bottleneck with how SpaceX has it set up. Now, their way to get around the bottleneck right now is to just build another pad. So this pad and that pad, right? Ketchups, yeah, and mustard. Repost. For a simple aerobatic plane, I'd go for a Citabria. You can get one into one for like 75K. Just make two ship quick disconnects. Yeah, they would have to pivot off the same point and pivot around the tower. Like it could work. So that's LC-16. What else do we got? Ooh, Complex 14, guys. That's Complex 14. Look at Stokes building their flame trench and their pedestal and their HIF. Cool. Would your shop be big enough to build an experimental kit aircraft? I wouldn't be able to get it out of it, Coltech, but yeah. I mean, we'd have to assemble it somewhere else, right? Yeah, I mean, I should be able to. Talking about getting into an airplane, how about putting one of those together after one of your car projects? I don't know, maybe. Here's one of those planes that I was talking about, the Citabria. Oh, that's kind of cool. See, I like, The Aerobat. I think Aerobats are cool. You got checkerboards on them. They got the checkerboards. I love Aerobats. Flight Sim made me like that plane. Aerobats are cool though. It's basically a stunt plane version of a Cessna 150. I get it. I get it, Nader. Aerobats look to be about 35 to 50K. Okay. 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 Stoke has their tower going up. You can see the shadow in the picture. Oh, yeah. This is for the Nova rocket, and they kept the blockhouse too. Wait, did Relativity keep the blockhouse? Yes, they did. All right. You got to keep the blockhouse. You absolutely have to. They used to control the launch from there. Yeah, they used to be able to. They used to control the launch from there. So you'd like drive your car up right here, and you'd launch the rocket like quarter mile away. It's pretty cool. It's cool to see all these pads under construction, man. So this is LC-36. This is Launch Complex 36. See any action? No, not much. An RV8 isn't a bad choice either. I had an RV8 before I upgraded. I went from an RV8 to a Pitts S2C to an Extra. Man, I should probably get a PPL, dude. Should probably do that. Probably do that. I mean, this stuff looks like fun. I think you can figure out how the GSC stuff for Stoke, how it's laid out. But yeah, that's pretty straightforward stuff, dude. Fueling's over here, LOX is over there. I think. I mean, that's what it looks like. It's on either side of the pad. And you need an AMP. Yeah, right? Yeah, Sawyer, there you go. You can get wavered for the colorblind issue. Might be limited on night flying. I definitely can't fly at night. Dude, my eyes don't work. My eyes do not see colors in low light conditions. Like, whatever that genetic is, I just missed out on that. Dude, I completely missed the mark on that one. I'm what is it, deuteronomically colorblind? I can't see red and green in low light conditions. They look the same. It looks the same. It just looks like piss yellow to me, all of it. It's bad. But yeah, for day flying and stuff, sure, man. With the new mosaic rule going into place, the sport pilot might be a route for you to check out. Red and green is kind of important in low light flying. Yes, it's very important, boys. And why couldn't they use like white and blue or something? I can see that just fine, you know? Like, damn it, why's it got to be red and green? Sport pilot, your medical is basically your driver's license. If you have a driver's license, you have your medical for sport. Blue and orange. I could see blue and orange all... Yeah, dude, I could see that for days. That's no problem. Just the two colors that they use the most in freaking... In like, aerospace. Like, red and green. My eyes are just like, "Dah!" You know, with those. Damn it. Why couldn't they use purple? I can see purple just fine. Anyway, we're all blind in some ways. Why do I gotta be blind why do I gotta be colorblind and absolutely love the one stupid thing that you can't be colorblind for? It is torture. Damn it. Crap. We'd love to see you do some flight sim streams. Have you ever played? Yeah, Jeff. Dude, the thing about flight sim is that if we crack flight sim, I'm gonna go on a binge, and it's not gonna be good. Dude, it's not gonna be great, Bob. All right, what's the next picture up? Ooh, 39A, as Alex would say. What do we got here? Yeah, I don't know, Flip Up. It's really annoying. I played DCS. I got the Phantom flying, and then I crashed it. But hey, whatever. I got it flying. Yeah, it's like, Aqualux, it's very weird, because sometimes I can see red and green just fine. It depends on the lighting. In some light, like, dude, the brim of my hat, that's red. I can see that it's red. I could see that clear as day. All right? Sometimes people wear a red hat, and I'm like, oh, nice red hat. And they're like, dude, my hat's orange. And I'm like, dang it. Like, take these cough drops. This is yellow. I mean, it doesn't look yellow on screen because of the green screen, but that's yellow. Right? Like, I know, I can see the damn colors. Like, it's just certain things. Like this Coke can. I know that this is red. I can see it. It's red. Okay? EJ, it's green. That's yellow, you pissant. You pissant. Why are you doing this? Don't do this. Don't do this to me. That's not funny. That was a Pepsi? I could... No. Nope. Nope. I'm going to rise above it. How do you deal with sideways mounted traffic? I can see the traffic lights. I can see the green and the red light, like, and the yellow. I can see that just fine. I don't know, dude. I want you to drag you into DCS as your Rio and the Tomcat F4, F15. You gotta do the Tomcat, dude. Window, order windows today. All right, so I'm looking at 39 here. There's the transporter erector for Falcon. All right, what else? What else we got? Dude, look at the trench at 39. That's some pretty good progress there, man. So, tank farm over here, no doubt. Look at all they're pouring all kinds of foundations. They already got some prop tanks up. There's no doubt the tank farm is going over here for this. Should you team up with Scott Manley and fly in EAA and fly to EAA? I'd do it, man. I'd fly with Scott. If I had to guess, the water paraphernalia is probably going over here, judging by those pipes. See the pipes right there? So water systems are there. Main propellant, so LOX and methane are over here. Now, it's something that I always ask, dudes. What's going down here? What's happening over here? There's all this extra space that they graded, and SpaceX graded over here as well. Wonder what they're doing. Think the big spherical tank would stay? I don't see why it wouldn't. Why not? Maybe the air separator is going over here. Falcon 9 landing? Well, in the assessment, Falcon 9 landing pads would be over here. From what we saw. They would be this way. Laying pipes and paraphernalia. You sure they're cooking? They could be doing drugs. Why? What were you talking about? Why are they separating air? To make locks, Milo. The air ASU is going to go to 37. What's missing that would fit there? Smirks, personally, I think another pad and a tower going right here would probably be something that could be done. I mean, the ocean's over there. So having another catch tower over here away from your fueling paraphernalia, right? Then just have a set of lines that go down here, right? One tank farm feeds both pads at Boca Chica, so I mean, you could easily fit another one, like right here. Right there, another one with another trench. Just line it up. You fly over another tower, though. Well, like I said, the ocean is that way. So those chopsticks on that pad, remember, because the trench is diagonal to the chopsticks. If the chopsticks were at 0 degrees, they'd be pointed this way. So if you have another tower right here, the catch angle would be that way. Boosters would come back this way, not like that way. So Smirks, a good way for like cardinal directions, if you're looking at 39A, the pad is north, south, east, and west. So the crawler way is north, south, which means the ocean's over there. It's east because you're in Florida, right? Like, reasonable extrapolation, I think. The current Starbase tank farm could support 1.5 stacks. Well, they'll probably... It looks like they're building this one a little bit bigger, Erudite, don't you think? Ethereal, what's up? Bottom was a new collection pond. That down there is another retention pond? Yeah, okay. A lot bigger goalie? All right. The air separator could also be useful for Star Factory welding gases and such. Cool. Oh, I meant 39. Oh, you meant 39. Yeah, that tank farm. That tank farm's a little bit bigger than the one at Boca. Giant sundial. So yeah, I think I personally think there's going to be another tower over here. That does beg the question. What are you going to do with this when Falcon 9 retires? What are you going to do with the original pad complex? Because part of me is like, what are you going to do with that? Maybe build another tower on it. Who knows? Many people on Elon's X post yesterday asked him to actually build a Tesla diner at Boca Chica and Cocoa Beach. Yeah, I think he said one was going in Starbase, dude. The Tesla diner is kind of cool, man. That's pretty neat. Isn't that pad historical? That's the pad that people first launched to the moon on. So yeah, I would call that pretty dang historical. The first and last space shuttle launched from there. Turn it into Super Heavy's next evolution. Smirks, I like you. Did I tell you that? I like you. You're all right. I mean, I always thought that they would put a Starship tower on this thing. I thought that they would move Falcon operations to Slick 37, get rid of all this, and put a tower basically right where my mouse cursor is. And then put another OLM. Like that one right there. Put it right there. And then call it a day. The trench is plenty wide. 39A will be the launch pad for Starship Heavy. When was this picture taken? Like a couple days ago, Trapo? Does Harry have the dates for these? Well, I posted these 11 hours ago, so. The single capture alone covers Starship-related work at 39A, Slick 37, LC-16, LC-14, and even a Falcon 9 on Slick 40. So that's Complex 36. It doesn't look like Blue's doing much work out there right now. That's 39A. That's Complex 40. Like what Harry was saying, there's a Falcon 9 poised on the pad here. SpaceX said they also wanted to start building landing pads like over here for Falcon 9. The Soar Earth link says the 22nd. Cool. Could the lease say have said like no heavy modification to the pad? I don't think so, dude. Actually, Jim, I do know that that lease is a 10-year lease that SpaceX signed in 2015. I mean, that big, gigantic construction site, though, tells me that they probably extended the lease. But also, yeah, they did have a 10-year lease on 39A, and it's up this year. It's probably already been renewed, though, for sure. Replace the Falcon Tower with a water tower. There's already a water tower there, dude. It's right there. 40 does look pretty clean for the amount of launching it does. It's, yeah, really, I mean, dude, this pad ended up being a workhorse. Phil, you think the people that built this thing ever thought that they would be launching like once a day on the dang thing? That's absolutely absurd. On the other hand, though, I'm happy this thing is getting the snot beaten out of it. Good, launch more. Should launch more. Should do that. Should launch more. Launching more is pretty cool. What I meant by modification to the pad is that you can't take the tower down. You can add stuff, but not clean sweep it. Maybe, Jim. There might be some kind of provision there, but you know, knowing NASA, even if there was, SpaceX would say, hey, can I demolish the tower? And NASA would be like, no, that's historical. SpaceX would say, oh, yeah, all right, cool. We're just going to demolish it. And they'd be like, all right, fine. Just make sure you don't wreck the environment when you do it. Because that's how NASA is. Just don't wreck the environment. It's fine. NASA did force them to dismantle the rotating service structure that was there when it was there back in the day, in 2017. They couldn't demolish it; they had to dismantle it. What about taking the tower down, taking it to KSCBC, and rebuilding it? I would be kind of okay with this. Ryan Weber has an article here. What time is it? Okay. Cool. Making good time here. Dude. This is from NSF's flyover. Look at the Gigabay. Whoa. Oh, man, that's quick. Dude, they've already started. Have they started pouring? Is that what I'm seeing, or is that limestone? I can't tell. Definitely got all the rebar. Oh yeah, they definitely got some of the concrete poured for this, for all the pedestals. See these kind of pyramids right there? That's a processing stand, or that's where a processing stand is going to go for starships. That's where they'll stack them. The reason why they poured the concrete there first, at least I think that's what that is. I don't know. It looks really sharp to be dirt. This is. They built up a lot of soil here and compacted it because that's going to have something heavy on it, most likely, like, oh, I don't know, super heavy. But here with these pictures from the NSF flyover, you can, who took this picture? Joe B. No, not that Joe B. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 processing stands here on each side. And then there's 2 rows. So 2 rows of 12. So you got 24 processing stands. The mega bays right now can hold, I mean, there's always kind of like, well, yes, they can, no, they can't. The mega bays more or less can, there's room for 6 inside of a mega bay, but they don't use all 6. The footer is done and the stand area done. Floor slab going to be done soon. Crazy. There's gonna, so yeah, okay, goalie. There's thicker concrete around the area where the starships are going to be hanging out most of the time. And these right here are where the service gantries are going to be mounted on. Dude, this is going to be I'm trying to say like this is going to be a little mini VAB, but it's like 2/3. This building's going to end up being 2/3 the size of the VAB. It's not mini. The Gigabay is almost as big as the VAB. You'll be able to see it from a long way away. And guys, if you want a little word on how thick the concrete foundation for this thing is going to be, look at the forms that they're putting up. See, these are all concrete forms. When you pour concrete, you need the forms to form the shape that you want. Those forms are not small. Okay? Like, take a look at the form next to the generator right there. That is a thick, that's the foundation. That's a thick foundation, dude. I think tearing down the flame trench at 39A would be a huge L. I agree, Joe. I always wanted them to just build a Starship Tower. Build a Starship Tower there and put an OLM on top of it and call it a day. From the start of this year till 5 years out, there's plans from all companies working on an estimated 2 billion yards of concrete at the Cape. Unbelievable, dude. Unfreaking believable. The Gigabay doesn't need to be as tall as the VAB because it's only housing about half the rocket. Yeah, that's right. Dude. So this is what's just south of the Gigabay. This is the Roberts Road facility. The edge of the Gigabay is like right here. We know that the second OLM, the second square hole OLM is right there. It's inside of those tents. We have here. So these pieces right here are the jigs. Those are the jig pieces for making tower segments. It doesn't look like any tower segments are being built right now, judging by the huge puddle that's right there. Fairings? No, there's a Falcon 9 just chilling over there, though. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, you're right, Mutter. There's some old fairings just sitting over there. About 2 years to build the Gigabay? It's going to be a little while, yeah. I do believe, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I do believe this facility right here, the one in the foreground, is used for making tiles for Starship, I think. And it looks like there's a ship quick disconnect just chilling over there. That's the one slated for 39A, I'm pretty sure. I thought the tile foundry was the old Starship Yard. I think the old Starship Yard is making it's making a component for making the tiles spoiled, but I could be wrong. It's being worked on again. Which booster was that? That booster was most likely this thing, and that's here. We'll go on to the next bit of space news. So Gage caught this the other day on Space Coast Live. That is 1067. 1067. If you guys look in the background, 39A is right there. Or no, that's 39B, excuse me. it's going that way. 39A is over there. That's 39B. But booster 1067 is moving towards 39A, towards the Falcon pad. Or, I mean, that's also the way they take rockets to Slick 40 as well, but you get the idea. That booster, if it's going for a flight, would be its 30th flight. 30th reuse, wherever it's going, if it's going for a mission. That, guys, correct me. Oh, no. I was about to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems like that's the most reused piece of hardware. But no, the most reflown piece of spaceflight hardware that I know of is Discovery at 39 missions. You think they can hit 50? I don't see why not. 30 is up there, man. That's a lot. Dude, 30 is ridiculous. Think of the savings. Well, Foz, if you need to build a satellite constellation, an internet satellite constellation, and you need sub 2-day launch cadence, and you need reusable boosters, this thing probably paid for itself many times over at this point, dude. I'm tired, boss. I hope it continues to work up past the shuttle. Yeah. I actually hope they never break Discovery's record. Wow. Mixed opinions in chat, huh? How many years has it been used 30 times? 1067 was built in 2019, I think. No, 2020, maybe 2020 or 2021, somewhere around there. Guys, a Starship will surpass Discovery. If Starship can end up doing what SpaceX wants it to do, it will. I would hope that it passes the damn space shuttle. Did production of Falcon 9 cores stop? No, actually, on the contrary, Jim. The same production line that produces the second stage can also produce first stages. They use the exact same tooling. Yep. First stage production hasn't stopped, it's just slowed down. But where first stage production slowed down, second stage production has gone into overdrive. Hawthorne cranks out a second stage every 2 days. An entire second stage. Merlin vacuum and everything. Every 2 days. Every Falcon 9 needs one. Falcon 9 launches every 2.5 days, give or take. So, by my knowledge, Hawthorne rolls out an upper stage every couple of days. And they made it on the same tooling. Jam, the other thing, you want to hear something crazy? Falcon 9 serial number 1098 left Hawthorne last week. 1098. Almost 100 Falcon 9 cores have been made. Can you believe that? What's the reuse count on the fairings? I don't know, Tessa. I don't know. I think a fairing has been used 20 times. I think I remembered hearing that at some point, but I could be wrong. Are they air freighting second stages to KSC? No. No, Jam, they're not. Dude, you ever wondered why Falcon 9 is so long and skinny? Look at it. It's very long and a very skinny rocket. It's not wide like Delta 4, right? It's a very long and skinny rocket. Falcon 9 was built to be able to be transported by a road. You don't need to worry about air. You don't need to worry about shipping it via air. It can be transported on the road. Falcon 9 conforms to DOT transport, the Department of Transportation criteria. You can just take it on the highway. You got to mark it as an oversized load. But yeah, Falcon 9s can just be shipped on the roads. It's easier to use a truck than it is an airplane. Oh, there's a close-up shot of 1067. That's pretty neat. It makes Falcon 9 even cooler. Well, it's cheaper because marine assets are expensive. And then it's funny, Joe, they ended up using, SpaceX has a freaking huge navy at this point, you know? But yeah, pretty cool, right? Give me 1 second, I got a message. Look how many Falcon 9 boosters have 29 flights. You see. You're not reading this correctly, Ram. you're not reading this correctly. This is all booster 1067s here. Let's get down to the active fleet. 1063 has 26 missions. 1067 has 29. 1069 has 25. 1071 has 26. 1072 is a Falcon Heavy Sidecore. It has 1 mission to its name. 75 has 18. 76, 21. 77 is 22. 78, 21, and then so on and so forth. If I'm understanding this right, this should go all the way to 1098. So 1067 is the life leader. '63 is the oldest booster. Its first mission was in November of 2020, the Sentinel 6A mission. Oh, the Michael Freilich mission. We watched that. I mean, we watched a lot of things, but I remember I was angry at that cast because NASA blanked out SpaceX's cast and forced everybody to watch their own cast, and their own cast was terrible. Do you guys remember that? I hated that so much, dude. You know why? Because they showed the damn announcers when the booster was coming in to land. Who remembers this? They showed the announcers going, "Oh my God, there it is! Oh, look at that! That's great!" And they didn't actually show the thing landing. I got so pissed. I was so angry. Oh, it was so bad. That pissed me off so much, dude. I'm getting angry just thinking about it. I don't know, Foz. I don't remember. I don't know why I remember. I think I remember that because I got pissed, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure I remember it because I was like, I hate everything right now. Just let SpaceX handle it, man. Here, more from NSF's flyover. Julia Bergeron took these pictures. Is that an OLM? This is not at 39A. This is at Roberts Road. The Gigabay is right there. You can see the edge of the Gigabay. It's in those tents right there. See that? Get this picture from Mr. Yak. Oh, here's a shot of Slick 37. Joe B took this. Yeah, Meat Snack, I know what you mean. Blue needs to get better at casting. Yeah, the mount is still there. Huh. Did you see they widened the road going from the VAB to 39? I did see that goal, yeah. Okay. So you could still see the original 37B pedestal right there, or fixed service structure mount. Blue Origin feels like every stream they're just a telemarketer, like people trying to sell you health insurance. You know what, Grim? That's a good way to say that. And I don't mean this as a, like, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but Blue Origin's casts seem like a pharmaceutical commercial. That's why I get Uncanny Valley vibes from them. It feels like a damn pharmaceutical ad. I could never put my finger on it. I'm like, why does this make me feel uncomfortable? Ask your engineer if locks can help you. Yeah, yeah. Parts for the first section of the next tower, Roberts Road, are near the tent. Really? Really? Hold on. Of course, it's the one picture I don't have open. All right. You guys said there's tower parts. Where? A bit like an NSF stream nowadays. Dude. Oh, yeah, there they are. I see them. There is some tower parts right there, dude. There they are. That's a tower segment. That's a tower segment post. Yeah, Set Maze, I'm with you. I mean, the lunar rovers that NASA actually did send to the moon were Chevys, but seriously, General Motors designed the lunar reconnaissance vehicle. That's cool, I guess. Yep. This is NSF flyovers there. But yeah. Freaking Paul, I know what you mean, dude. Dude, they were going that last flame trench, they were a little hot and heavy with the plugs. They were like, it was after every single thing, and I was like, you guys gotta stop. I said it on stream. I was like, you guys gotta stop. This is getting out of hand. So you're saying Chevy got the moon, but Ford is stuck on Earth. I will never let you live this down. Ford made all the consoles to get it there, man. You know, all those, you know, in Mission Control, all those consoles with all the doohickeys on them? Ford made those. All of them. Yeah. All of them. Fun fact. Count how many towers can be built at once. How many tower segments? Well, goalie, I mean, theoretically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Counting 18 here. But it looks like this is a little bit different because there's 2 right there. So here, let me recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. And what did Chrysler do? They only made the entire Saturn 1B first stage. That's kind of, that's a thing. Yeah, of course, Penta. Now, one thing I will say, hold on. One thing I will say. I love my Fords, but also, you know, You know, fellas, there's a Chevy that I like. I kind of am obligated to I'm kind of obligated to like Corvettes. I mean, there's cool, and then there's 3 Apollo astronauts sitting next to 3 black and gold C3 Corvettes. You know, I'm sorry, there can't be help. Like, I gotta like Corvettes now. Like, I'm sorry, just not now. I have to. I always have. Like, that there's no like, oh, you can be a spaceflight fan and not like Corvette. No, you have to love it. Like, you can't not like Corvettes and like spaceflight. I'm sorry. It's just proves that you're a car guy. Paul, those things had 427s in them. Freaking 427 4-speed car. Those things are fast as balls, man. Even by today's standards, they're quick. I'm like, you know, I'll take that. That's fine. Like, I like Fords, but I'm not stupid, right? Like, we ain't stupid. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I love them, dude. With the stripes, that's red, white, and blue, and each one has a red, white, and blue stripe. That's pretty cool, dude. Graham, are you here? Is this aura farming right here? Is that what the kids call that? This is indeed aura farming. All right, cool. I identified it correctly. Right? Like, yeah, that's what that is, right? Cool. Because that's freaking sick. There's 4 Chevys in the picture. Chevy, 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 and Chevy. You understand? I'm so proud of you. Thanks, Dad. Wait. Yeah, actually, those Apollo Corvettes fetch a pretty penny, dude. They're really expensive. Not that, I mean, most cars from the 60s are superbly expensive at this point. Ask me how I know. I'm not even fixing one that people give a frick about. It's still expensive. But also, yeah, those things fetch a pretty penny, dude. The pastel shirts, I love it, man. I love it. They're free, but only for a certain amount of hours before the cops find you. Man, I like the red, white, and blue stripe, offset red, white, and blue stripe Corvette, but the black and gold one looks pretty good, too. That's a really weird color scheme. Black and gold, though. I see that V4 box. Oh, yeah? All Systems got me a, I always blank on the name of that thing. It's got a roller wheel on it, it's got a brake, and it's got a, cutter. You can cut metal with it, you can bend metal with it, or you can roll metal with it. Have you been to their website? They make everything. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh. Do they... I can't pull up the stupid website because the website insists on telling me my goddamn zip code. It's like, oh, hey, you live here. It's like, yeah, thanks for that. Here, I switched it to, you know, let's go with Sudbury, 01778. Yes, I know the postal codes. I used to work in copy and print. Let's see. Sudbury. There we go. That's where Chris Evans is from. Mutter, do they make They make their tools here. What? Yep. Is this Hellfish? Is that latest garbage? That latest garbage Shanghai, China based? Oh, never mind. That's not nearly as cool. Yeah, if I'm going to get a lathe, it's going to be a Bridgeport. I'll go find one of those. All right. Guys, I think it's time for Summer Car. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to flip us over to MSC. I hope you enjoyed the Eric Johnson plane and space and rocket review for the day. Time for Summer Car. I got to retool here. I got to get the racing rig up. When I get back, I'll be down here somewhere, and we'll be in the racing rig. You know the deal. I'm going to jog the VOD on YouTube. I will be back very soon, though. We're not ending the stream. Give me a couple minutes, and we'll go from there. So YouTube will see a momentary loss of signal, and then we will start part 5 of attempt 3 of the 2025 My Summer Car Permadeath playthrough. I'll be back momentarily. Don't go anywhere.
Rakkauden haukat meille taivaalla kirkuu.